What if you had every stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I've seen this enough times on Twitter, and I don't think that everyone has a good gauge on how ridiculous as a concept that this is. Because I understand things like infinite ki, all of the jutsus, every quirk, stuff like that is easier to grasp because the biggest hitters of those franchises are largely known for being the representative faces of it, but JoJo only gets so many people out there that aren't the main cast. So since it would be kind of nonsensical to list every stand ability in this specific video, I'm going to give you a bunch of practical scenarios for real life and anime, and we can see how we can navigate this when you have such abilities. Well, first, in the context of JoJo, what do we do about all of the bad stands in our arsenal? Enrico Pucci's stand Whitesnake would allow you to directly remove all of the unlovables in your arsenal. Cheap Trick, Milagro Man, the Boiling Water stand, you can turn them all into a stand disc that you can keep for later if you ever wanted to put that on someone for any odd reason that we might mention later in the video. And now that we got that out the way, let's hit a bunch of these categories, alright? Well, for productivity, you can instantly make yourself informed on any topic that's ever existed with the power of Rohan Kishibe's Heaven's Door. This stand has the power to turn any living being into books. Once books, he can write commands that don't abide by any normal sense of reality. It's argued about the canon on whether or not Rohan can write on himself in our regular universe, but if this is every stand, we'll just say that this includes that ability just to make it all easier. You'd be able to write in the ability to speak any language that you want. For some reason, you can add 3 feet to your jump, and most of these things are on the table even if they do break reality in a sense because you just have the power to do that with this stand. If you needed to become an expert at any school topic or good at anything that they ask for in a job interview, you'd have it. Now, does that mean you'll be hired? Maybe not in these times, but that's why you can also use Heaven's Door for more money, and if not this stand, there are others. Continuing the trend of productivity and helpfulness, you have Harvest, the colony stand, and that can go around the whole town and get you what you need. You'd be able to find anything you lost in the crib, like that one mechanical pencil that you really like, or even the cushion for your earbud that went missing a while ago, and you try to get some more on Amazon, but it costs more than you expected, so you're just like, well, do I even do this thing? You'd also be able to disassemble most things fairly fast, but I'm not exactly sure what you want to use that for, but there are some people here that might get a lot of usage compared to others. Strange. Well, let's look to travel. Let's say you want to travel at fast speeds without accelerating the universe to its reset, effectively changing all of your loved ones to the uncanny version that would strike anxiety in your hearts and confusion in your brains. Well, you can use White Album, the stand that can freeze shit, and to skate across waters, but I can't skate, and I want to do this really easily. Well, you can use Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap to travel through the worlds fairly quickly to get over to everywhere that you want to be. Now, this stand normally is used to travel through parallel dimensions and all that, but you could probably go through one, go through the other, and after that end up right back to where you want to be because it's not that really hard to use that stand. He was spamming that. You can most likely get yourself over to California, take some pictures, go to South Korea, get some food, and go to Nairobi, then to Finland, all in under 5 minutes. It would not really take much at all. If you want to still enjoy air travels and you're fine with time going as is, well, hell, you might be able to turn High Priestess into a plane and fly yourself to where you need. That's completely inorganic material. You can figure that out. You'd be able to write in your ability to be a pilot if you needed to, but most likely the stand can fly itself. That's a lot of personal good in there. Alright, well, what else is there? What other things can you do with every stand? Well, let's look to the more anime-centric issues. Aliens from another planet have challenged you in a fight to save your planet. Oh no! Not only can you prevent them from getting their attack off or against you or just the planet in general with Gold Experience Requiem, but you'd most likely be able to redirect their intent back over to them and destroy them with their own power even if you weren't capable of anything before. That is with the power and love of the wonder of you. Now, adding on to this, you'd most likely also be able to bring over one of their worst enemies from a different universe and have them take care of the job too, like Stelio Cantos in that way, and not worry about losing the planet whatsoever. That's with the power of D4C. And that's so much power. What else can we do? Well, let's say that there's a natural disaster. You can use Crazy Diamond, the stand with the ability to restore it all, to fix it up. But, you know, if people are trying to get their money's worth from like their insurance, then hell, you know, just help out everyone else. Or, well, you can rebuild the house after they get the money and help everyone else out. Now, again, I kind of just want to stress this part. Not again, but you won't really need money in this point, realistically speaking, because you'll be a damn conceptual being who can't be stopped by anything we have in this world. And I mean this with 100% certainty too, for the fact that something as simple as star platinum on this world would most likely, I mean, it won't be completely unstoppable, like, but it's a pretty good job at it, I'd say. And this is with every stand, like, oh, okay, no, things like money, none of that stuff, that's definitely not gonna matter. Because who's gonna stop you? Say that Light Yagami exists, right? And he's trying to take you out. His intent will be enough to get him killed, because like writing out like the first letter of your name, he's not making it to graduation. There's no way he's surviving this. Writing your name in the death note is literally a death sentence. So something like Wonder of You is definitely going to stop that, as that is the worst type of intent possible. And they're just going to make sure that this kid, like, he's not going to survive this. There's no other way around it. And this is completely ridiculous, because not only do you have the ability to essentially win every fight on the earth with, you know, Star Platinum and a combination of whatever other stand you want, but you can also take care of any supposed enemies you have with Wonder of You, bringing calamity and misfortune to anyone who intends to harm or pursue you. Which that also might be like unfortunate, because let's say someone wanted to shoot their shot, like, does that count as a pursuit? That'd be unfortunate. You might get them killed by having your stand active, but that'd be terrible. That'd suck. And that'd be playing yourself. But, you know, moving on with that, as this being, this conceptual being that's just with unlimited power, what do you do with it? You have no flaws. You have infinite amount of knowledge at your disposal. You can get to anywhere and anything that you need with no drawbacks. You can't get damaged. And with a combination of your abilities, you can also cover any issue that you'd need to, realistically speaking. Like, this is largely different than having an infinite amount of energy in a franchise where you still have to learn how to do all these things to make use of it. And an infinite amount of knowledge in anything is one of the most broken concepts that exists, because knowledge is truly power. They weren't lying about that. It really is. So knowing it all means knowing how to get around it all too. And what's truly surprising is how little you need of every stand. Having a combination of Enrico Pucci, Funny Valentine, Toru, and Rohan will cover the majority, I'd say. And we can minimize this even further, but you pretty much get the idea. Well, now for those that are more focused on the more power scaling area of this, well, first of all, the combination of Gold Experience Requiem and Wonder of You that we were talking about earlier allows you to revert every attack meant to destroy you, but because you have Wonder of You, who can essentially control your enemy's powers and use them against them, you'd be able to not just stalemate, but now win fights that you weren't originally supposed to. But let's say that you're against a character that understands Wonder of You's power and doesn't have intent to pursue, right? But it's still working towards some sort of way to get around it to eventually destroy you. It's just getting past that huge barrier that Josuke was able to. Well, you could also still revert every attack. You could use Cream's Void ability to ignore durability and wipe someone out of existence. There's also Rohan's Heaven's Door that allows you to write in that your enemy can't attack you. This isn't the only way to negate durability, and there's still ways to incapacitate the enemy. You still have D4C. You have Setha that rapidly makes you younger. Killer Queen's ability to turn the enemy into a bomb, meaning that they can't block it or do anything against that because it's a durability negating ability. Enigma can put you into a paper dimension where you just won't be seen anymore. Goodbye. Man in the Mirror does the same thing with the mirror dimension. Soft Machine can deflate you. Sticky Fingers ignores durability also and can take apart your body fairly easily. And if you wanted to use your stand discs effectively, you would attach Superfly to someone and now they can't leave. I genuinely, oh yeah, also just with Whitesnake also, you just remove their memory and it's just like, they won't be able to function essentially. And it won't be difficult like at all. I just don't think that the shonen characters we commonly know can do anything towards this type of power. It has to get to a level of power that's normally uncontestable, like the highest tier of comics. Ooh, Lovecraftian horrors. Oh my gosh, and in Tohu, because yeah, they're that strong for some reason. But yeah, for the most part, very interesting concept. I take every stand in most battles. When they do that whole comparison game, the only time that I've really been like, maybe not, was when Fate was mentioned, and it's like, oh, every noble phantasm, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I know when I'm beat. Because you want to talk about conceptual abilities, look at that Giorno video with every stand. That was ridiculous, because Fate people are just, it's a broken franchise. They're just not built the same as a lot of franchises. It's not close. But that's gonna be it. All right. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more conceptual level stuff, please make it like not like this. I think I've been getting asked to do Magician's Red Requiem. Can y'all like upvote that guy? Because I'll do it. If there's like legit, like if that Requiem series, I loved it. If people want to start doing this again, I'm down. Like we can get it popping. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace out and Godspeed.